Hi folks, it's me again. And okay, this is going to sound a little bit weird, but either the planet is under some type of demonic attack, or the governments of the world figured out a way to make everybody insane. Because the level of violence I see when I log into Twitter is it's mind blowing. I can't even believe this is happening. Now, they say that the algorithm on Twitter and Facebook and all these social media platforms, although I don't think it's the same on all platforms. I don't think Gab is like that, because when I log into Gab, I don't see any violence there. But if it's true that the algorithm feeds us what we want to see, then what I should be seeing is beautiful women, because that's all I want to look at when I go on social media. I don't like sports. I'm tired of hearing politician complaints all the time. But so this thing about the algorithm, then it's not working, because when I log into Twitter, is violence, violence, violence. Okay. Now, I did martial arts when I was young, and when I say I did martial arts, I don't want Jean-Claude Van Damme to get on the internet and say, no, I don't know this guy, he never did martial arts, never heard of this guy, I didn't see him compete anywhere. Like, I did not compete in anything, okay? Like, when I was young, well, there's a time where John Lennon said he was more popular than Jesus, right? But when I was young, Bruce Lee was more popular than John Lennon and more popular than Jesus. It was Bruce Lee everywhere. Everybody was into Kung Fu. Like, Montreal had a lot of places where you can go see a movie, and the movie was only $2. And people would go see karate movies, and when they come out, everybody was fighting in the street. And so my older brother, who everybody said that he would one day become a pro like he would play in the Montreal Canadiens, but he later became schizophrenic. Like, this guy was really into Bruce Lee, and my brother was like fast as lightning. Like, those little hockey games there. I think it was six little how do you call that? Six little manette that you could turn there. You had a hockey, you had a goaler, and those were very popular in the 70s. And my brother was so fast, you couldn't even touch the puck there. Like, it was already in there. He was fast on the ice, and he was fast with that game. So he wasn't to Bruce Lee. He had all his books, so I read all his books, and me and my brother would go train in a park and fight. And when I would hear somebody say that he's into martial arts, I would say, let's go in the park and, let's see what you can do, and, you know, let's fight. And every time somebody told me that he was good, I wanted to go into the park with him. And one day, this guy said, the guy in Montreal North that was the best in Taekwondo, lived at a certain place, and I went at this place, and I said, I heard you're good in Taekwondo. I'd like to try fighting with you. Like, but that didn't work out, because the guy was good, and he was very, very good, and he gave me a kick, and I went flying like 6 feet, 6 feet into a fence there. But still, I liked it. I wanted to see what the guy could do and what I could do. But the reason I'm talking about that is that, for those who never fought before, they don't know how much it hurts to get kicked in the leg, okay? Well, it hurts to get hit everywhere, but being kicked in the legs, it hurts a lot, okay? And I got kicked in the legs a lot. And so much, and it hurt so much, that I had came up with a tactic. And, like, to make sure I'm not getting kicked in the legs, I would lift my leg very, very high before I approached the guy. So, like, if he would go to kick me in the leg, my leg was higher than his leg, and I could just come down and, block his leg. But anyway, I practiced like that with my brother and other people in parks and things like that. And so so since Bruce Lee was like everybody was into kung fu because of Bruce Lee. The main school, the main Taekwondo people in that time was Chong Li Taekwondo. And so people told me I should go into Taekwondo, and I did. And I think I lasted about 1 week, and I got kicked out of there because I wanted to fight with the teacher there. So just goes to show how crazy I am. I think I was like 15. He would have knocked the shit out of me. But okay, so it really, really hurts to fight. It really, really hurts to get kicked in the leg, okay? But I log on to Twitter and I see, I think there were like 8 guys beating a guy up with 2x4s. In the legs, on arms, on the head. Like, this guy is finished for life, okay? Like, this is no joke. You cannot hit somebody in the leg with a 2x4. That means his bones are all broken. This guy is going to be finished for life. He's probably going to be dead. And nobody's talking about this. How come nobody's talking about this on the radio? Like, they talk about hockey, they talk about things that don't matter on the radio all the time. So, are we going back to a time where we're, before Jesus, where people are going to start stoning people? This is not normal. The level of violence we are seeing is not normal. I mean, fights. I grew up on top of a bar. Well, not directly on top, because the building had a door on Charleroi Street and a door on Etier Street, and beneath me there was a pizzeria. And I became real friends with the people who owned that place. They became my best friends. My best friend is Tony Piccolo and Franco Piccolo. And we used to cut pepperoni together and things like that. And right beside there was a taverne. And it later became a brasserie. So a taverne is a word in French where people go to drink beer. They drink only beer. And we were sitting on the balcony, and every day we would see fights, like really, serious fights there that people would, being thrown out of a door and rolling on the ground and things like that. But the next day they were taking a beer together. Why? Because when you drink, sometimes you say things that you're not supposed to say, and sometimes you fight, and the next day you regret it, and you're back friends with the guy you fought with. But that's not violence, like beating somebody up with a baseball bat. Like the other day I saw on Twitter, somebody hit a guy on the head with a baseball bat, and supposedly what was written on Twitter was the guy owed him money. I mean, come on, guys. That guy is either dead, or if he's not dead, he may as well as be dead, because he's going to be damaged for life. Now, again, like, I'm not saying that we're human beings and people do get mad and people will get into fights. But when we get into fights, sometimes we don't really want to get into fights. Like, let's say I was a cab driver and I'm under a lot of pressure, and the other is under a lot of pressure, and the other, maybe he's driving his wife to the hospital because his wife is pregnant, and he cuts me off, and we get out of the car and we get into a fight, let's say. But we don't really want to have to fight. It's just because we're under pressure. But what I'm seeing right now on Twitter is, this is not the same thing. This is sadistic. Like, I don't even have a word for what this is. This is like demonic possession or something. So that's it for now, but I want to talk more about that. But like I said, the first time I started a YouTube channel not too long ago, and I couldn't speak. And so because I couldn't speak, I wrote everything down, And I don't want to do that anymore because it's complicated. You have to read, and and I don't have any teleprompter like Joe Biden there. So I have to think of everything I want to say in my head and try to stay focused and try to stay on anyway, that's it.